Okay, so I'm going to record this as well. So I've just started recording it, and I'm going to be uploading it onto my new YouTube channel. So if anybody's team can't make it on, then just refer them here. Just refer them to the YouTube channel, and they'll be able to watch it. Or I'll put it on the Facebook pages as well. So I've not muted everybody. So if you're not on mute, can you just mute yourself just in case there's any background noise and it gets distracting? Okay, so I'm just going to get started then. So I've done a call similar to this before, but I just wanted to do a bit of a refresher because I know that some people have been lacking on the motivation front. And obviously, as I say, I'm screen sharing as well, so I can't see the chat box. But we'll do the questions at the end. But just a little bit about me, first of all, to get started. I hope this works. Okay, so my name is Fiona, and that's me. And I am 21. And if you heard about this call in the Fit Girl Gang Mentor Group, just because I know there's some new people on, then I am your upline somewhere along the line. But I did open this call at the other team as well, so if not, then I am probably your sideline. I'm in Laura Downey's team. So I spent a few years working in call centres since leaving school, and I hated it. I've also been studying nutrition as well on the side for a few years. So I knew that I wanted to do something that incorporated that, and I was approached to join the business initially in July 2014, but I didn't really do anything for a long time. I was stopping and starting and just wasting time. But then in November 2015, I went to a Bolton event, and I realised that people who actually joined the business after me were now PMD, the top position in the company. So that was a real kick up the backside for me to start working. Hold on, I'm just gonna see if I can mute everybody. I can't do it when I'm screen sharing. It's fine. So that gave me a bit of a kick up the backside. So I'm now a sales coordinator in the business. And in January of this year, I started my new brand, which is the Fit Girl Gang. And I've got a nice little team underneath me now. And this is my results picture since beginning the plan. It needs a bit of updating. The last picture was back in March, but it just kind of shows you the results that I've had and the reason why I decided to start sharing it with people as well. So if you don't already know, then we should be aiming to be bringing in one new team member and 825 personal points each month. And then just teaching our team to do the same. It's achievable and duplicatable, and it'll help you build a strong and sustainable business. So to do this then, the two main ways would be online and offline. And some people may be doing one and not the other, but by doing this, you could be majorly missing out. The secret is really just to keep being persistent and consistent. You know, you can't spend a few hours scrolling on Facebook and just not being productive and then thrown off because you've not had any orders that day. You wouldn't get paid in a normal job just by doing nothing. So if you treat this like a serious business, then you will get paid serious money. So I would recommend buying a diary and just trying to keep it as full as possible with productive things. So just like Zoom calls, business meetings, one-to-ones, phone calls and three-way calls, in-home events. Try aim speaking to 5 to 10 new people a day. So I'm just going to go get started then with the offline side of things. So if you don't already know your product and your business story, then you need to learn it. If you're new and you don't have one, then you can just be telling people about how excited you are about what you started and things. So my product and business story are kind of intertwined, and I just try and tell everybody that I come in contact with. So an example of mine would be I found these amazing products last year that have completely changed my health. Before, I was basically a zombie and I had no energy, and I had really bad anxiety attacks as well, so I quit my job and put on a bit of weight. But then I started the plan, and then I ended up losing nearly 3 stone in 3 months, and I just felt so full of energy. My asthma improved, my health was just better in general. So I decided to join the business side of things, and now I've got a second income that allows me to be able to afford more things than I ever could before. So as you can see, that's not too long, but it also includes the main points, so it can be brought up in conversation. And you want to be telling your story numerous times in a day, so just try and find opportunities to be able to tell your story. Try and keep it 60 seconds or less, and practice it as much as you can so that when it does come to a point that you're going to be telling your story, you're able to speak confidently and clearly as well. Never ever prejudge anybody. There's nothing wrong with you being proud of what you're achieving. So even if you're not trying to, even if you know for a fact that somebody is not going to be interested in the product or the business, just you by telling that story just might spark something in their mind to think, maybe I could do that as well. So I would be more worried about not telling somebody who does want to hear it than to be telling somebody who doesn't want to hear it. So a really good place to start then is to host an informal home event. Invite some of your friends and family around and ask them to invite some friends around, and just set up some product testers. Just spend a couple of minutes going over the products themselves. Don't need to make it too formal. You don't want to bore people. And as I was saying earlier, you can just talk about your story as well and just make it relevant to yourself. And also do a little bit about the business as well. So be familiar with the marketing plan. You can do it, I think John Holloway refers to it as a napkin presentation, because you should be able to go for it in 5-10 minutes. There's also so much stuff on YouTube that you can use as well. Like if it's just friends and family around, you can just set up the laptop and just show them a few YouTube videos as well. Usually they last about 2-3 minutes and they're really informative. So that's a good idea too. And just make sure that you put across how much fun that you're having following the plan, how much fun you're having in the business, and things like that. Attend one-to-ones and make phone calls with people. Really jump out your comfort zone and do things that you wouldn't, like meet up with people that you haven't in a while. It doesn't necessarily need to come across as if it's going to be a sales pitch, so you can just say things like, do you want to meet up for a few drinks or go for a coffee? And eventually when you're chatting to people, like naturally it's going to come about what you are up to. So you can just let them know, again, go back to your story, just tell them what you've been up to, and tell them about the business as well. You don't necessarily have to say, I think you'd be really good at it, do you want to get involved? But you can just tell them a bit about it, what you've been up to, and then just say, what do you think about this? Do you think that seems like a good idea? And if you're good at telling your story, 9 times out of 10 they're going to say, yeah, it does sound really good. What else was I going to say there? I can't remember. I'll probably remember it later on. So yeah, just make sure that you are being a product of the product. Like, for example, if you're out for dinner with some friends and they're all choosing fish and chips and a pizza, just you choose the salmon, and you just show how easy it is to choose the healthier option, and be an inspiration, and encourage people to get on board with you as well. Because if somebody sees the changes in you physically, but they can also see what you're doing behind the scenes to be able to get those changes, naturally they are going to want to be involved. And kind of jump on the bandwagon as well, and they're going to think, I want to be like that, I want to have those changes as well, I want to have as much energy as she has. Another thing is to attend local events. So if you've not been to a local event before, basically what happens is there's a host, it's usually another distributor, well, it's always another distributor, sorry, and basically all they do is they just go over the products. They just spend a couple of minutes going over each product. Usually there's people that come up and tell their testimonials products on the product side of things, and they also go over the business as well, and then there's some business testimonials too. So basically all you need to do is turn up and bring people. A good way to make sure that people come with you is to offer to pick them up, and it just reduces some excuses. So it's a good idea to just say that, like, you're going to this meeting but you don't want to go alone, will you come with me? 9 times out of 10 people will say yes. If you're quite friendly with them, they're not going to let you go somewhere that you're going to feel uncomfortable by yourself, even if you do feel comfortable going. I just think it sounds better saying something like that than just saying, do you want to come to a Juice Plus meeting? Because a lot of people have preconceived opinions, and they'll just say no because they'll just think it's going to be like a sales thing and they're going to be forced to buy stuff, and that's not what the events are like at all. They're so informal and they're just friendly and fun. So if you just say something like that, people are more likely to want to get involved. So to find any events that are coming up nearby you, then just go into the Financial Freedom Facebook page. I think it's called Just Plus Financial Freedom. And there's also the Scotland events page if you're up here. And if you invite somebody and they don't show up, it's totally fine. Just keep inviting more people, or invite them to the next one, because they might just genuinely be busy. So here's just some of the posts that you can see on the Financial Freedom page. There's always events somewhere nearby you, even if it means that you're going to have to travel like an hour or so. It's so worth it. And if you've got people going, it's fab. Like, even if you go yourself, it's great that you're showing people support, and it's good that you can like take pictures for social media and show how much fun you're having, but you're going to know most of the stuff that's being told at these events. So it's just so much more worth it if you can take people with you, even if it's just like your mum or your sister or anybody who's not already on the products or the business. If you can get them along, it will benefit you. Okay, so work on you as a person then. So you really want to be the type of person that you would like to meet. The more friendly and approachable that you are, the more easier it will be for you to be building relationships. A really good example of this is Victoria Marchant. She is John Holloway's girlfriend, and I met her in Marbella, and she's a PMD in the business. And I met her, and I've just really clicked with her. And to me now, it's not really any surprise as to why she's a PMD, because she is the most loveliest person that I have ever met. She compliments everybody, no matter who you are. If she's met you before, she'll give you a compliment. It's the first thing that comes out of her mouth. And she just genuinely makes everyone feel special and builds them up. And she's just such a bubbly person and chatty and confident and a clear product of the product. So if I was to meet her somewhere and she was to come up to me and she was to start chatting to me and she was telling me about a product, I would immediately buy into her as a person and trust her to order products off her, because she just comes across like that. So basically, like, you just want to be the type of person that other people are drawn and attracted to. So you need to think, who is your ideal customers and who is your ideal team members, and where are they going to be? So for example, I'm quite into like fitness and things, so I try and speak to a lot of people at the gym and tell them my story. If you have got young kids, then maybe mums and toddlers groups are the best place for you to be. So just kind of have a think about who you would like to be as your customers, or who you would like to have as your team members, and go to places where they are likely to be. Have your products in show as well wherever you go. So for example, if you work in an office and you want to be making your shakes in the office kitchen around your colleagues so that they can see what you're doing, and then when the results start coming, they can see what you've been doing to achieve these results, as I was saying earlier, and they will want to be getting involved in the products and things, and like take your capsules and sit them on the table when you're out for lunch and things, and people will ask questions. And the reason that you're going to all these places and doing all these things is to make friends and build relationships. And if you become chatty with people, somebody is inevitably going to ask you what you do, and then at this point you can go in with your story. You don't need to be a sales robot. It's not a scary thing talking to people. You know, you don't have to approach somebody and say, I'm a Juice Plus rep, do you want to buy off me? It's just about being genuine, being authentic, building relationships, and giving people a glimpse of your lifestyle and what you do on a daily basis. And also, if you're out and about, like say for example, if you're out eating dinner and somebody's giving you good service, compliment them and tell them how good they are and how good they're doing and how they would be good at what you do. And that brings me on to my next point, which is think about investing in business cards. So for example, if you're out and about and you get chatting to somebody and you think they're really good at what they're doing, just let them know. And then if they say, well, what is it you do? Then you can just give them a business card and say, get in contact with me and we'll chat about it later. Make sure that you're aware of the UK Code of Conduct, though, if you do want to make your own business cards. Because if you're using external websites like Vistaprint, you cannot use the Juice Plus name. You can have your own name and you can use your own branding. So if you're in my team, feel free to use the Figaro Gang, or you can even just put your name and your number. You can buy Juice Plus business cards, but you've got to do it on the website, on the actual Juice Plus website, and it is a little bit more expensive, so just be aware of that. Just as I say, chat to people when you're out and about and drop business cards. The best thing to actually do, though, is to get other people's contact details and then follow up with them yourself, so you're more in control of how that goes. And another good tip as well is to ask to leave your business cards in places that you feel like your ideal customers and team members would be, so like beauty salons, health stores. And you can also put them in like weight loss magazines and cookbooks and things that you find in shops. That's a really good idea, because obviously people who are reading these magazines are health conscious, so what you do may be of interest to them. And just things like this as well, so like job fairs and open days, call centre stands are really good idea as well to get connected with people and to get your name out there as well. So you can go along if you want, if you feel comfortable, or ask somebody in your team or even your upline if they live quite local, and you can get involved with things like that. And I would be invested in some flyers and visual merchandise as well. And also you can buy the studies as well. So if you want to take them to things like that, and then people can just have a read of them at their leisure. So that's a really good idea. And it's a good idea as well to take some shake tasters, because generally people will say like, oh, I don't like shakes, I don't like milkshakes and things, and they won't even give them a try. Whereas something I do quite a lot at events is I would take shake tasters. And most of the time people are quite surprised at the different varieties of taste and textures and things that we do with our shake. Like, a lot of people just think it's a case of like powdered water, and it just isn't. So it kind of makes things a bit more eye-opening for potential customers. And then if anybody shows any interest at these sort of things, then you can either take their details and follow up with them, or you can even just process the order there and then. Like, that's the beauty of this business. You can literally just do it on your phone there and then. Okay, so moving on to online then. It's a bit of a no-brainer, but you want to be active on all social media platforms. So the most popular ones are Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, and YouTube. You don't want to be coming across as a sales robot though. Just as it is offline in person, you want to be the same online. You want to be approachable, show your personality and your authenticity. Just make sure that you come across on social media as a human being and not somebody who's just obsessed with getting sales. Make sure that you're honest and inspiring as well. The aim is just to attract like-minded people who might be interested in the same things as you. So all your profiles should be set to public to expand your audience. So for example, if you have a new customer and you tag them in a status to say thank you for your order, that means that all of that new customer's friends list are going to see that you are helping them improve their health. So if somebody on their friends list is interested in that side of things, they'll then click onto your page. And inevitably they're going to scroll down your page and see what you're up to, and if that's private they can't see anything. So you want your Facebook page to be busy and fun and attractive for potential customers to come on and want to be your friend. I completely understand that some people are concerned about privacy stuff, especially if you've got kids and you're uploading pictures of your kids and things, but it's good to know that you can change posts individually to be private. So I was listening to Emma Snedden talk about this the other day. What she was saying was that she actively posts about her children because they're part of her business. She shows off her lifestyle. Like, she obviously now has quite a job and she does Juice Plus full time, which means that she is now able to take her kids to school in the morning and pick them up in the afternoon. And so many working parents would love to have that. So the fact that Emma's doing that every day, she's sharing that on social media, so other mums are seeing that that's the sort of lifestyle that they can achieve with Juice Plus. So she obviously isn't uploading any pictures of her kids like in the bath or anything. It's just pictures of her taking her kids to swimming lessons or pictures of her kids playing on the trampoline with her and things like that. And as well, like she says, people are going to see your kids at the supermarket, so there's not really any difference on whether they're seeing them at the supermarket or whether they're just scrolling past your kids on the Facebook timeline. But of course, if you are overly concerned about it, then you can, as I say, change it to private. Another thing as well is a separate profile. So I know that some people are just completely against this, but it worked wonders for me. I did it because I initially used my personal profile, which is Fiona MacKenzie, for Juice Plus. However, I've had like 3,000 friends on it, and when I'm scrolling through my newsfeed, I was just seeing all these random people, and I was actually missing out on things that my family were up to and my real friends were up to. So I decided to make a separate one, solely for Juice Plus people. I do have to work every day to make sure that I do not come across as a Juice Plus robot, and I actively post normal stuff on there as well. So, for example, today I posted that I was going to get my HD brows done, and I've never had them done before, and I'm so scared because I've just got a phobia of getting my eyebrows done. Don't ask me why, but I do. So I just posted about that, and that's, do you know what I mean? Like, if somebody was to go on my Facebook page and see that, they wouldn't just think I'm a sales robot. From that, they could gather that I am just a real person. And you want to make your post engaging as well, to make your profile more exciting. So this is just an example. So I posted this the other day. It's just because my target audience is young girls, I felt like this post was quite appealing to young girls because everybody loves jewellery, everybody loves sparkly stuff if you're a young girl anyway. So I posted this and I got quite a fair amount of comments on it. So then if somebody comments on it, I'm then going to go onto their page and maybe comment on one of their things, and it just sort of builds a relationship there. So make sure that you are posting quite a lot on your Facebook page as well. 9 times a day is what I recommend, and yes, I completely understand that it does seem like quite a lot, but it keeps your accounts active. So for example, if you posted a really good post at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then you weren't online for the rest of the day, what happens is when more people are posting, because the timelines are generally, as it says, as a timeline, so it goes in chronological order and day order. So if you post something at 9 o'clock in the morning and then somebody comes on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and they think, oh, I really feel like I need something to boost my energy, I'm feeling really lethargic at this time of the day, I wish there was something I could take to just give me that boost. And then at 5 minutes past 3, another distributor posts about the boosters, and that person who came online at 3 o'clock sees that post, they're going to see that and just think, I'm going to order through them. Okay, I've got 10 minutes left. I don't think I've got that much longer to go anyway, so it's fine. So they're going to choose to order with that person rather than you. So it's important to keep your Facebook busy and keep the posts going. And you can use apps like Buffer and Every Post and Hootsuite as well to schedule posts. So just take about 20 minutes a night, just go through and just schedule posts for the next day. And it just means if you are having a busy day or you are working the next day or something, you know that you're not going to be online, your Facebook is always going to be active. And you can do that for Twitter as well and Instagram. You can use other, it's not working. You can use other social media things on there as well. So some examples of things that you can be posting is healthy recipes, workout achievements. They can be your own or other people. Your own Juice Plus products. Try not to use prints off Google Images. It's better if you use your own pictures because it makes it more personal, and inspirational quotes. These are just some ideas, but it just varies your posts throughout the day, so it's not always the same. If you're in my team and you're on my Facebook page, you can go on to the file section and see the daily method of operation in there. And there's loads of other ideas and things that you can be posting and doing on a daily basis to be productive within your business. You want to be expanding your friends list every day. If you're making fabulous posts and fun and exciting and inviting, that's all great, but if you've only got 100 friends and it's the same friends that are seeing your posts every day, it's not really very beneficial, so you want to be building that every day. Don't be scared to random add people because people are going to be friendly and inviting. Something that I do is I go into popular Facebook pages as well that are quite relevant to me. So for example, if anybody's familiar with the Pink Boutique Facebook page, you'll know that it's a clothing website, but they also post really good content like fun quotes and things, and it's generally girls sort of my age that are on that page. So I go on to, they post things and they literally get 3,000 likes per post. So I go on to the people who have liked the posts and I add them as a friend because in general they're going to have the same sort of interests as me because that's Pink Boutique's target audience. It's also the same audience that I have. Also things like Marks and Spencer's if you're a bit older. Mumsnet is a really good one as well because obviously if you're a mum there's going to be loads of mums on there, and join relevant groups to your interests. This is something that I do every single day. I think Laura Downey posted a task in one of the groups to say to do this, and it's something that I do all the time as well. So make sure that you're active in the groups as well and comment on other people's threads. Make your own thread, just something like this. So this group I'm in a self-employed females group. So there's hairdressers on there, there's graphic designers, web designers, just so many girls who are in business in some way or another. I've just posted this. It's not a sales post, it's just a post to create general chat, and I got quite a lot of friend requests and comments on that post as well, so that's a good idea. If you wish people happy birthday on your Facebook, not only does it, people are going to think, oh, who's this person? They're going to go onto your Facebook and see the sort of stuff that you're up to, but also it links your Facebook page. So if you are not in regular connection with somebody on your Facebook, automatically what Facebook does is just assume that you are not interested in that person's stuff. So it will stop that person's content coming up on your newsfeed. So just by wishing somebody a happy birthday, as simple as that, it reconnects your Facebook pages, which means that more people are going to pop up on your timeline, and also you are going to be on more people's timelines as well. And again, like and comment on as many posts as you can, give compliments. Even if you don't know them, just say something nice. Nobody is going to say to you, don't you dare be nice to me, how dare you comment something nice on my post. Nobody's ever going to do that. So you're better to be the friendly person than to be the person who never comments on anything at all. And just try and message at least 10 people a day, striking conversation. It does not need to be anything salesy at all. You can just give somebody a compliment on their lipstick colour or anything like that, and eventually conversation will lead on to what each of you do, and then at that point you can go on to your story. So if you're not already, then I would recommend following Simon Bowler on Facebook. He is the regional director for the UK, and anybody who gets a promotion in the business, Simon will put a post up and tag them in them and say congratulations on your promotion. So you want to be going on to the people whose Facebook pages he is tagging, because the fact that they're getting a promotion shows that they're doing something right. So it's a good idea to go on there and get some inspiration. But what I will say though is please do not copy and paste, because it is so cringy. Loads of people end up like, so I have done it before. I've thought of a really good post, it took me ages to think of it, and I put it on Facebook, and I've seen 15 other people copying and pasting it and using it as their own. And not only is it annoying because I thought of that, but it looks really bad for people who aren't in the business. So if I've got mutual friends with you, they're all going to see that post, and it just looks really bad and it's not professional. So just don't do it. Like, by all means, take their ideas and put them into your own words, but don't copy and paste. Follow leaders in the business. You can follow them, but you don't need to be friends with them. There's no point in having loads of Juice Plus reps on your Facebook, because you only get 5,000 friends. So you want to be making the most of that and having as many potential people on there as possible. You don't need to be friends with everybody. I've personally only got people in my upline, people in my downline, and people that I am actually friends with, who just so happen to be in the Juice Plus business on my page. There's no point in you having somebody on your Facebook that's not going to benefit your business. So just take that into consideration then. So I feel like I need to breathe now because I've done all that in one breath, but I've done it in 26 minutes, which is fab, because earlier on I did it and it was 27 minutes. So I'm quite happy with that. So that's me done then. So like I say, I tried to cut it down and keep it to the bare minimum, but hopefully people find this helpful. So if anybody's got any questions, I think we probably have time to do it just now then. So if anybody wants to unmute themselves or just tell me if they thought it was good or anything, so I don't feel like I'm talking to myself. I'm just going to stop the recording. How did I do it?